Welcome to BrainMachineNetwork.com.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Beasts with Leif and Caitlin. Leify Poo, how are you doing?
Caitlin, I'm doing great.
That's great.
Caitlin, my sweet, sweet beast, how are you?
I am fine. I am good. I am overwhelmed by the holiday season.
Oh, there's so much going on right now.
But I love Christmas.
You do.
I love that we're in full swing, baby.
And it's really giving me a whole new look on Christmas. I hate Christmas. I hate the holidays, but I see you're enjoying it, you get so into it that it actually has, through whatever they call that thing in science where it becomes osmosis. Can you please wait until we introduce you?
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Oh, I like this. I don't even need a soundbite.
Yeah, me and Diego have a thing. Mm-hmm. But that's a hint. We'll wait. Okay, anyway. How was...
It's his name.
Ooh, a little foreshadowing. Who's going to be on the pod today?
Ooh.
Carmen Sandiego. Anyway. We're having fun.
We're having fun.
Well, what were you talking about?
Who knows?
Okay.
Caitlin, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm feeling good.
Oh, Christmas, osmosis. You make me like Christmas again.
Oh, that we did it.
There we go.
We found it. It's true. I'm full of the Christmas spirit. Our Peluffo is in full swing. We're having a good time. And
what movie are you up to?
Right, we just did Love Actually.
Oh,
and then
I missed that one. Let's check it out.
On Friday, we're doing It's a Wonderful Life, and we do not like that movie. It is so sad.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking depressing. Mm-hmm. Who watches that every Christmas? Mm-mm. It teaches you to be grateful. Yeah, but you cut your wrists before you get to that part. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Anyway.
I think you watch movies differently than I do.
I think I do.
Yeah.
I also saw it when I was like 5.
Oh.
And I was like, why are we bells and fuck you? You know,
yeah.
I was a very obtuse child. Obscene. Nothing matters. Anyway, we got a guest today.
We do.
Oh, and he is mouthy.
You were probably an obtuse child, to be honest.
This is Diego fucking Lopez, everybody.
Hey. My parents named me fucking in the middle because they knew that's what's up.
That's what he does best. They had high hopes for him, and boy, is he playing them out.
Thank you so much.
Very exciting stuff. Diego, how are you?
I'm fantastic. I just came from work, and I'm physically exhausted. Okay.
Okay, your work is why you're here.
Is that what we're going to talk about?
Oh,
okay.
We're talking about Big Boy.
Hello.
Big Boy Diego is an MMA fighter.
Hello, I teach MMA. Fight me. I'll beat your ass.
I mean, if you follow him on Instagram, it's very cute because
so
sometimes he teaches little kids, and it's just, you watch him beat the shit out of kids.
I am undefeated against children.
I mean,
adults, honestly.
That's great. I'm so excited you came on. This just made me think. We just had Sarah Tolomash on.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently you're teaching Joe List,
I am.
her husband.
I love Joe List. And I love
and he has a great bit about it where you tell him to pour tea.
Yeah.
Is that you?
Yeah. When you a proper punch is like pouring a cup of tea where your wrist turns over.
Okay. We're all punching the air right now.
That's
it feels good.
An analogy I took from Josh Waitskin's.
Shout out to Josh.
Tai Chi instructor would say that, and I'm like, oh, that's a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
I stole it. That's what art is. It's stealing.
Yeah. I mean, is he going to fight you? I don't think so.
I hope not. He's very good at jiu-jitsu.
Oh, never mind. I thought you were going to be bigger than some old guy doing Tai Chi.
Oh, the Tai Chi guy, fuck up. Josh Waitskin is very good at jiu-jitsu.
Oh, okay.
He's the guy, you ever searching for Bobby Fischer?
I've never searched for Bobby Fischer, no.
You ever hear that?
Bobby Fischer. I've seen the SNL sketch. That's
okay.
it.
No, there's a
Will
movie
Ferrell.
called Searching for Bobby Fischer, and it's the child in that movie is Josh Waitskin.
Oh.
And he's it's the only book I've ever read that mattered. It's called The Art of Learning, and he talks about being a chess prodigy and then going into Tai Chi push hands competition and then becoming a jiu-jitsu black belt. It's a very phenomenal book. If anyone wants to learn the process, it's important.
Okay, great.
Sorry.
It sounds like all the boring things.
So yeah, let's get it out of the way first. One book I read. I didn't read any books in 2019. I realized that the other day.
Well, you get hit in the head so much.
I do.
It's hard to focus.
No, thank you.
So I want to know, where are you from?
I was born in New Jersey, and I grew up in South Florida.
Wow.
Two of the worst.
You make so much more sense now.
Right? It kind of clarifies everything.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're a little floor dizzy.
Mm-hmm.
Floor dizzy.
Floor dizzy.
He's floor dizzy.
New Floridian.
He's also a DJ.
Okay.
We're having fun. But yeah, okay. So Florida.
Yeah.
Were you always, what did you grow up playing?
Hockey.
Hockey?
I was a really good hockey player.
But you're
and still am.
Tiny little man.
I'm 6 foot tall. I'm not a
You're-
tiny little man.
Really?
Yeah, I'm 6 foot tall. You just see yourself as bigger than everyone for some reason. You think you're like huge. You're a vaguely above average woman, and you're like, every man is tiny. I'm like, I'll beat your fucking ass, dude. I'm 6 feet tall.
You're 6 foot tall?
Yeah.
Very deceptive.
Thank you, I guess.
But also, who are you comparing him to?
I don't know. I just always assumed that we were like the same height.
No, that's your own. Like,
Really?
That's your own brain.
We are
stretching your-
equals.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that why you think I'm so small?
You're so small.
I think I'm taller than
How
you.
tall are you?
I'm like 5'9".
No, you're not.
I'm 5'8", 5'9".
You're 5'4".
What? No, that's
Definitely
Steve.
not 5'4".
Steve is 5'4".
No, he's
5'5".
5'6".
Okay,
5'6".
we can clarify this later. No big deal. But I am 6 feet tall. I am a little light, like I'm pretty thin.
You're so small.
I'll
Both of
take
you
my
are
fucking
so
shirt off right now. I'm
Please
lit.
don't.
I love that she's comparing me to you.
Yeah.
You are at least 4 inches taller than me, and at least have 50 pounds of pure muscle.
Thank you. So I played hockey. Growing up, I was very competitive at hockey. I was on a bunch of travel teams. I was a national champion in high school.
Whoa!
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
not going to gloss over that. We get into it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I played hockey growing up. And I play occasionally now over at the Dumbo Piers. roller
Oh,
hockey.
he's got some money.
It's very cheap, actually.
Oh, I said
I
I
actually don't pay because it likes me so much.
I was planning to say that, and then I heard roller hockey, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, this isn't
Ice
going to
hockey's
hit.
too expensive to play. I played a little bit. I played ice hockey in high school, but after
Yeah.
that, just too expensive.
The Chelsea Piers are very expensive to play, and they have ice hockey. And I always
Exactly.
see like the rich investment bankers walking
literally
in.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Literally
and
that.
they're like, "No, I still got it." It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"No, all right,
You
but
gotta fucking
yeah."
hit your girlfriend later.
And Dublo. Anyway, okay, so in Florida, you started playing hockey?
Yes.
Okay, and did little Diego have a hard time making friends, or was he a
No.
social butterfly?
Well, I went to 4 different schools in 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
We moved around quite a bit.
Oh my God, what did your parents do?
My dad's a truck driver.
Oh,
And we once we moved once, and I went from elementary school to middle school, so that's 2 schools.
Yeah.
And then we moved again, and I went to one middle school for half the year and a different one for the other half of the year
Oh.
because I didn't like it. So I learned how to like. That's where my humor kind of came. I was like being able to like befriend people pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But I went to all black schools in South Florida.
Okay.
So I got bullied a little bit just because I was different.
Mm-hmm.
But after like the couple weeks, they're like, "Oh, you're funny. You're fine. It's cool."
Yeah.
But I definitely was like aggressively. Felt alone for the first couple of weeks at every school.
oh,
Yeah.
little sad Diego boy. Well, then you found. How'd you find hockey? How does one find hockey in Florida?
So, South Florida's full of people from the Northeast that escape winter
Okay.
and Canadians. That's why the Florida Panthers became a thing because they wanted to watch hockey.
Okay.
And the Mighty Ducks was kind of coming out at the same time, and like people were starting to like, give it things. So like roller hockey was starting to be like outdoor kids playing around, and roller hockey was a thing. And I moved into a neighborhood, and they were already playing hockey. And I was already rollerblading. My brother and I would like to rollerblade, but we
Yeah.
never played hockey, and we just joined in.
Yeah.
And then like everything in my life, I was like, oh, this is what I do, and I became addicted to it.
Oh,
And
really?
that's all I did.
Do you have an addictive personality?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. I feel like a lot of comics do. It's just because it's something that
But
you
they
have to.
do drugs, where I do like weird jock things.
True, but it's also like the act of comedy. You
Yes.
have to be kind of addicted
Because
to
it's mostly uncomfortable. It's
Yeah.
mostly painful with little bursts of happiness. Like,
Yeah.
distributed out here
Yeah,
and there.
you're constantly
when?
chasing that
Yeah,
high.
you get on a good show occasionally, and someone's like, "Hey, good set," and you go, "I think you meant it that time."
Yeah. I've never meant it when I said it to you. Anyway, I'm
no.
joking.
You looked at Leif.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't.
You're looking at me right now.
I've never said it
Come
to
on,
you.
she's
No,
never
I'm
seen you
just-
do a set. Come
She's
on.
never said it to me at all. That's true.
You both are wonderful and very funny and very talented.
Thank you so much.
And I meant it. So
I just
fuck
don't
you,
like that.
you
See,
short
when you do
bitches.
stuff-
I'm so sorry. I really thought for sure you were like 5'8".
Wow.
I love that she genuinely sees me and you as the same.
So
God.
funny. It
Yeah.
really shows a lot about why you are the way you are.
I mean-
it really shows a lot.
It's
It's
so-
great. It's a better way than the other way around.
Yeah.
But I've met someone, my other friend, Caitlin McKee, she's a comic as well.
Sounds familiar.
She
Friend
is
of
5'5", I think, 5'5" or 5'6", and she was like, "We're the same height," and I was like, "No, I am yards taller than
Yeah, I
you."
can see the top of your head a lot.
Because like I wore heels one time, and she was like, "Oh my God, with your heels, we're not the same height anymore." And I was like,
With
"What
my
the
heels?
fuck?"
Like holding them in my hands.
Yeah, my whole act is about how giant I am,
Yeah.
and I'm not that giant.
not.
I'm regular. I'm
Yeah.
above average height, but Slender build.
Yeah.
It's not slender. It's fine. Beefy.
Hey.
My dad called it beefy once. I'll
You
never
are
forget about it.
Hey,
Anyway.
big fan. Big fan of your body.
See, me and Diego have this thing.
Ongoing
It's,
thing. It's very
yeah,
fun.
it's very fun. It's on
playful.
It's on Twitter.
It's on Twitter.
He nags Steve on Twitter, which is always fun. Steve is terrified of Diego.
As it should be.
I get
Yeah.
that.
I
I get
like
that.
Steve a lot too.
Oh,
Steve
Steve's
is a
great.
sweet
Water,
baby
water,
boy.
water.
Water. He drowns. No, I'm just kidding. He's
sure
a
what that
swimmer.
reference is.
He was on the podcast.
Yeah.
And that
Sorry,
was
it's-
what he
it's-
said. He's
yeah.
adorable.
Great.
He's great.
Anyway, but and thank you for being a fan of my bod. I'll take it to. I'll tell everybody. Anyway, okay. So Florida, you
Yeah.
start doing hockey.
Yeah.
So you were pretty good.
Really, yeah, pretty good.
What position were you?
Mostly played left wing, and then I played right defense for the rest of high school because we needed more defensemen. So I just adjusted and played that role and learned how to play defense and was the captain of both roller and ice.
Captain? We got a
Yeah.
captain.
Ooh.
We got a
Captain.
captain, my
I was the captain
captain.
of every team I ever played for.
Oh, we got a
I'm a
leader.
leader.
Do you want to run for president?
No, I can't read.
That's
Doesn't
true.
seem to be an issue.
It's important.
Boom!
Boom!
Trump sucks. He's orange. Everybody notice that?
Yeah,
Whoa!
and illiterate like a fuck.
Yeah. He don't-
I should have done better. Anyway,
I liked it.
that's all this podcast is. Should have done better.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so that was a great singer. That was wonderful. So you should be in the debates. Also, so you're playing hockey. You went to state. What year did you go to state?
we went to it was weird because hockey wasn't necessarily like a scholastically endorsed sport. So
Okay.
it's basically like we were kind of outside of the school in a way. Like we would play other schools, but we weren't endorsed by like the educational departments.
Oh.
So like we didn't go to state. We went to nationals. It was like a tournament.
Oh, okay.
So like you chose to go to a tournament. So we went to a tournament in Atlanta and
Uh-huh.
won.
Wow.
And so we were national champions, but it's not like we played every team in the country or anything like that.
Yeah.
We just played whatever high schools decided to go to that one tournament.
Okay.
So we won a
Well, it
national
sounds like a
title.
big deal.
Yeah, I'm definitely, but it's not like I don't think it'd be the same as like a high school winning a national title.
Okay.
Because it's less organized.
Okay, I see what you're saying here.
But yeah, we
But
won
everybody-
districts
Okay.
for ice hockey in my senior year, and then my senior year for roller hockey we won nationals.
Wow. Is there what's the main difference besides the actual rink in roller hockey?
Ice
and
hockey is 5-on-5. Roller hockey's 4-on-4. Roller hockey doesn't have offsides or icing. Ice hockey does. There's more contact in ice hockey, more
Okay.
checking. Where roller hockey's more about speed, athleticism, and like singular player skills. Like being able to deke around people is a little more important than. Ice hockey is more of a team effort, where roller hockey is a little more individualistic, even though it is a team sport.
Yeah.
But they're both very fun and both different. I just played more roller hockey because it was cheaper.
Oh.
I would literally go to school, get out of school, skate to the rink, and play for 8 hours without spending $1. Whereas if I go to ice hockey, it'd be $20 for an hour. Basically.
Yeah.
So I couldn't afford it.
This sounds like a Disney Channel original movie.
Thank you so much.
Oh, hire him. Disney Plus.
Hello.
I mean, did you ever see Brink?
I love the Brink.
Brink
Soul
was
Skater.
so good.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
The Suds puppies. What were they? They're sponsored by a dog grooming
yeah.
thing. I always wanted one of their T-shirts. I bet they make them now.
I bet we could find him.
I bet we can make them.
Oh, and then whatever happened to that actor?
Oh,
He
I
was
think
in everything
he
for
was
a
in
while.
bunch, well, like every actor, they're in a bunch for a little bit, and then like you grow out of that thing that people want to use you for, and then you die off.
He always just kind of looked like he had dumb face.
He had dumb face, yeah.
Yeah,
And then
dun-dun-dun.
the villain guy had evil dumb face.
Yeah.
But women that look like him, I'm kind of turned on by. So
Ah.
yeah,
Curveball.
like a little gap tooth and dark hair and kind of like a bitchy face. Gets me real hard.
What about a bitchy attitude? You don't want to date a bitch. I get it. Okay. You okay, Leif?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
I just hit my knee.
He got very excited.
Yep,
He
very
laughed so
excited.
hard he fucking
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised your knees can hit the table. You're so small.
Oh.
burned him.
Nailed
Sorry,
it.
dude. I gotta respect the good burn.
We're just ganging up on Leif.
I'm
Oh,
used
that
to it at this
small
point.
ass. Anyway. Okay, so high school. Did you do college?
No, I didn't go to college.
No, fuck
Yeah.
it. Who
Yeah.
needs it? So what'd you do after high school?
I was working at a hockey store. That was right next to my parents'
Wow.
house. It's pretty sick. It was like perfect thing.
Uh-huh.
And then my buddy suggested I come. Cause I was kind of getting bored of that. Cause I was working literally alone. I'm like, I'm kind of lonely and bored. And he suggested I come work for the shoe store he works at in the mall called Journeys.
Oh, I love
And
Journeys.
then I worked at Journeys for a little while, and then I got my own store.
You got your own store?
Yeah, I got to manage my own store.
Of Journeys?
Of my own Journeys.
Oh, I thought you were like, shoes are my passion. I'm now opening another shoe store.
They let me be the manager of a different mall's
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, like 20, I had my own store, which was fucking
Wow.
crazy. And I did that for a year, and then in that time I got my store, my friend who suggested I get that job moved up here, and then I came to visit him in 2008, and I'm like, oh, this is so sick. I gotta come here. I'm doing nothing down there.
Yeah.
I don't want to sell shoes forever. I just did something in between.
Yeah.
And I kind of like quietly was like, I want to do stand-up. I've wanted to do stand-up since I was 11. I'm like, I think I should just do it in New York.
Yeah.
Why fuck around? And then I moved here in February 21st, 2009.
How old were you?
I was 21.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
What a good age to come to New York.
Yeah.
I feel like it's right before you know what failure is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's perfect. Okay. And then you started stand-up immediately?
No. And then I moved here in February. In May, I wasn't doing it in those first couple months, just like getting my job. Like I started working in a restaurant, like as a server.
Yeah.
Just getting comfortable with that and just being comfortable with subways and not getting lost every day. And then my friend who moved here, who suggested I move here, he's like, oh, some friends are doing the kickboxing thing. If you want to go join them, I think it'd be fun for you. You're an athlete. So I started doing that, and then I fell in love with that. And I'm like, oh, this is what I do now.
Yeah.
And then I started doing MMA. And
Sensing a theme.
Yeah, yes. And then I started doing it a lot, and then I started fighting. And I'm like, well, before that, I was like, okay, well, I want to do comedy, but this is a physical skill set that I can't do as I get old, like too far into my older age. Comedy I can push off for a little bit, and honestly, I was kind of scared to do stand-up.
Of course.
So I'm like, let me do this now, and definitely.
I mean, I would be scared too if I was 5'4".
Yeah, and not funny. And
wow.
So,
all right.
So I started fighting, and then I didn't love fighting. Like, I love training. I loved training. I don't love fighting in a cage. I did it because I thought it was important for me to see what it would be like to be in the cage and fight a person. And then B, I wanted to teach for a living, so I wanted to make sure that people would know that I knew what I was talking about. So I had a couple fights, and I'm like, I want a reason to quit, but that looks like I achieved something.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, if I want a title, if I want a championship at my weight class, I feel like that's a good enough reason to stop. And literally my next fight that was offered was for the title, and then I won, and I'm like, I think I'm done.
Really?
Yeah, so my last fight was in July, I think, of 2014, and my first open mic was December 2014.
Oh,
Aw.
I love that.
How many fights did you?
6 or 7?
Nice.
Yeah, and I was undefeated.
Look at
Damn.
you. Going out on top. That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it.
So after you won and you were done, were you able to keep the belt or did you have to forfeit it?
No, I mean, you forfeit the title, but
Yeah,
the
yeah,
physical
yeah.
belt is in my room.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
once you
so
win
cool.
a belt, it's yours. It's
okay, cool.
So every time you see someone be awarded a belt,
Yeah.
that's the first time that belt's being used. Usually.
Gotcha.
Okay. That's
So
cool.
Yeah. That's
Is it on your wall?
It's in my room on my dresser. But
I would
sometimes
say.
I'll hide it. Sometimes I put it away just because I don't like looking at it.
Why?
Because it's too much of an accomplishment where I feel myself get lazy sometimes if I look at it. Or it's like, I already achieved something. Like, no, you can't. You have to pretend you haven't achieved anything, even if you have, so that you're still hungry to get better, or to grow, or to achieve something.
Yeah.
But when you are too psyched on your achievements, you can kind of rest on those laurels and like look at me, I did a thing. It's
Yeah.
like, I want to pretend I haven't done anything.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Did you read that in that book? The one book you read?
No, not in the one book I read. No, that's just me watching a lot of MTV Cribs and being like, you guys have a lot of trophy rooms.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have that.
No.
Should hide those,
Hide
man.
them. Yeah. I don't think I have any kind of accomplishment wall. Do I?
I hate myself
No.
too much that even if I had an accomplishment, I'd just be on the next thing anyway.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
People like themselves. What are you doing?
I know.
Oh,
That's
how?
They're
nuts.
cowards.
I mean, listen, I would love that just for an afternoon. Just one afternoon.
That's true.
But
Little moments here and there.
yeah.
Right
But
before I go
yeah,
on
don't have
stage,
that.
I wish I had a slight bit of confidence. Right before I go on stage, because
Yeah.
right before I'm always just like, you suck. What do you think
Uh-huh.
you're doing? You
Yeah.
can't go up there, you piece of shit.
100%.
And then if
agree.
I had a little bit of that mediocre white boy confidence, I'd be like, we're going to have a good time,
Yeah.
you know?
I don't have that confidence. I know you
But
pointed at me.
You just said it. You have to have it.
I
The
don't.
assumption is that you have
I
it.
missed it.
Leif is not
Here's-
mediocre.
No.
How about that?
I appreciate that. I'm still waiting for the other end of like this. Yeah.
He's not
Nope.
because he's
You're
below it.
building.
No.
You're building up to
No,
something.
no, that's all I'm going to say. We're moving
Do
on.
you think you?
Yeah, I'm fucking nice, asshole.
All right.
Because this is something I've talked to a decent amount of people about performance anxiety and the moments beforehand. I think one of the most beautiful things about performance or competition is that moment.
Yeah.
The behind the curtain moment. Mm-hmm. And I've always kind of felt like that's where the true person lies, and that's where the character lies. And it's like, however you feel, whether you make the walk or however you feel, whether you make the walk, that is the character. Mm-hmm. So you can feel a certain way. It doesn't matter. But whether you make the walk or not, that determines you if you're a coward or not.
Yeah. The
Customato would always say the hero and the coward feel the same thing.
Yeah.
They feel the exact same thing. It's what they do with that feeling that determines whether they are the hero or the coward.
Oh, shit.
So if you didn't feel it, if you were kind of like blasé about it, or like, I got this too much, you wouldn't have that kind of sharpness that you need, that anxiety that you need to be on fucking point.
Yeah.
So it's once you accept that this is what I'm going to feel like, if there's going to come that moment where I'm going to second guess myself, I'm going to second guess my writing, I'm going to second guess my performance style, I'm going to second guess the type of audience that's out there.
Yeah.
If you know that's going to happen, then when it does happen, it's oddly comforting.
Yeah.
Because you're like, everything's going to plan.
Yeah.
It might not be a comfortable plan, but it's going to plan.
Yeah.
But
my friend Nathan Habib, do you know him?
I do know him, yeah.
Yeah, he's a lovely, funny comic. Both of his parents are therapists, and he told me he read this book called Radical Acceptance.
Okay.
And it's basically, because I was about to host, and I was like, fuck. Well, I was going through my, panic, and he was like, have you heard of Radical Acceptance? Like, what it really means is just like, I am nervous. It's okay to be nervous. It would be weird if you weren't nervous.
Yeah.
And just accept the fact that you're nervous, and then move on.
I always like to remind myself, or at least believe, that those feelings they're inside of everyone.
Yeah.
And they're a way to keep the cowards away from goals.
Yeah.
If we all feel it, and some people back down because of that feeling, you didn't deserve this payoff.
Yeah.
The people that trudge through that feeling are the ones that deserve that goal or that success. And it's like, whenever I feel it, I go, that's not for me. That's for the cowards.
Yeah.
We all feel it. So I always kind of treat it like it's a test.
Yeah.
And I go, I knew that test was coming. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I feel like I'm going to do well, but I still persevere through that feeling.
I was so surprised with myself.
Please, don't caveat of like not to brag. Say it.
No, I'm not. Well, it's not going to be a brag to anybody but us. There was a comic who went on right before me at a show. He did a musical number. He was so high energy, and he murdered, and it was very funny. I wish I could remember Dylan something. But
Dylan
Stadler? No.
Adler.
Yeah.
He's so great.
So great.
He's the best. I love
so
him.
funny.
Friend of
The people before were kind of bombing. He goes up, lights the
Changes
room
it all.
ablaze, and I'm standing there. I'm like, well, and I was starting to do the panic thing. And it's like, no, this will be a test to see if you can follow that, and that's fine. And then I was able to follow it, and I had a perfectly fine, good set. I had a good set, and then but I could tell, like, if I had let myself really just wallow,
spiral through it,
then I wouldn't have done well. It would have been bad.
I always tell my students in jiu-jitsu, sparring in jiu-jitsu is called rolling.
Okay.
And they get
Molly.
Yeah, kind of. They get so...
Relatable. Okay.
Now I get it.
Okay.
MMA is just drugs.
Yeah.
In early stages of the ranks, like white and blue belt, they get so hung up on not doing everything perfectly. And I try to remind them, like, no, it's not about doing it right. Not about doing it correctly right now. It's about accepting and kind of taking in all the missteps so that one day, 10 years from now, you can do the perfect roll.
Yeah.
You've already seen all the consequences of missteps and misbehaviors and adjusting incorrectly.
Yeah.
Take that information and then apply it to when it does matter.
Yeah.
When you do a late night set, when you do a headlining set to tape your special. Like,
yeah.
You want to mess up every little thing you can. You want to mess it all up so that you know how to adjust then. Yeah. And then be able to be okay with that feeling, because when it does matter, you want to make sure you didn't avoid these faults. Yes. And that's why I think people get so screwed up, is like trying to be perfect at the wrong times.
Yeah. Yeah. It's also too much pressure. Yeah. And then, because you have to remind yourself to be brave when you're doing these shitty bar shows. You're like, this is where you try the new material. It's okay to fail.
Yeah, and adjusting your expectations.
Yes.
I'm not saying like go out to bomb, but like you shouldn't be too hard on the possibilities in that room. So if this room has 7 people and 2 of them are on your phone and 1 is a tourist, like go out and try your best, obviously, and do new material, obviously, but like, if you don't get a standing ovation, make sure it doesn't ruin your day.
Yeah.
Because that negative feeling can transfer to other sets and other nights.
Yeah.
So, like, expectations are important.
Yes. Okay, I want to backtrack a little bit, go into more about the MMA stuff. How does one, because like you always see the glory, like you got the belt, but like how do you even start to get someone to book your matches for you? You know, like that's like how much.
So
how does that process work?
My instructor's name is Ricardo Almeida. He's a very big, legendary jiu-jitsu MMA fighter.
Did you have
New
to
Jersey.
Did you have to audition for him?
Not audition. Yeah.
I don't know.
So
what
what happened was, I asked my instructor if I could fight when he thought I was ready, and he was like kind of surprised. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. And he took me to his instructor's gym in New Jersey on a Tuesday morning, which is when all the UFC guys start sparring. They spar at a certain time. So he basically threw me in with a bunch of lions.
Who?
And I was just like, all right, now I have to just survive against these guys who are bigger than me, because I was like 20 pounds lighter then, and B, much more experienced than I was. There were some lower level pros, but still like very good fighters.
Yeah.
So she had the shit kicked out of me for months on end. And then a couple months in, Dante Rivera, who's a UFC fighter, legendary black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, walked over to me and goes, "Oh, do you trying to get a fight?" And I remember my brain going, "Say no." I'm like, "Yes, I do. I want to fight." And he goes, "Okay, June 12th, you're on the card." I'm like, "Fuck."
Did you poop your pants?
I was so nervous.
I would have pooped immediately.
Yeah, so nervous.
Someone's gonna try and kill me.
Yeah. So it's most of the time at that level, it's promoters reach out to gym owners and instructors that they know well, that have a stable of fighters.
Okay.
And go, I need a 135er, I need two 45ers, I need a 70 pounder, and a 205er for this card.
Okay.
And they go, okay, and they just match make them. And sometimes the promoters or the matchmaker of the fight company will come to your gym and watch you spar and be like, okay, I think you would fight this person, because they want good, even fights.
Yeah.
A lot of times. Sometimes they don't.
Oh, that doesn't seem fun.
Yes. So he'll be like, okay, I think you should fight this person. The person, every fight I had, I didn't know anything about the person beforehand.
Okay.
I got to watch a little bit of video of one guy's fight, and then I got to see a couple pictures of the one guy. I fought like my fifth fight, and I saw pictures of him. But like, you're basically going in just like
a blind date.
Like, all right, let's see if my skills match this person's skills. But yeah, it's basically just moving up the ranks like that, and then you get a record, 2-0 or 5-0, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And then they try and match you accordingly to that, and try to get somebody who's even in experience.
Do you win money?
So at amateur, no. At pro, yes. At amateur, you could sell tickets, and you get a percentage of those tickets. And at pro, obviously, you get a purse.
Okay.
It just depends on what promotion you're fighting for, and like that, all that changes. And there's no money in MMA. Even the UFC fighters get like an embarrassingly low amount of money.
Really?
Yeah, it's really, really bad.
Do they have to pay for their coaching and all that stuff?
Yeah. So but like let's say UFC fighters, because this has been an issue right now in MMA where let's say an MMA fighter, you get paid to show and paid to win. So if you lose, you don't get paid to win, obviously.
Yeah.
So let's say it's 20-20. So you get paid 20 grand to show up, 20 grand to win.
Okay.
That's 40 grand total, which is like
for one fight.
For one fight for 15 minutes is pretty good. It's not 15 minutes. It's a couple months.
Yeah.
For that camp. So then you get your manager cut. That's usually 10 to 15%. You get B, gym fees, C, coaching fees, D, travel.
Okay.
E, nutrition costs.
Yeah.
And then it just keeps waning down like nothing. You get most fighters walk away with like $7 grand if that, for months of work. You could fight at most 4 times a year.
Yeah.
Because you need A, to ramp up and train for the fight, and B, heal from that last fight.
How long does it take to heal?
Depends how hard your fight was.
Oh.
Some people get out of a fight unscathed. Some people need, like, if you get messed up enough, the athletic commission puts a stoppage on you, basically, where you're not allowed to fight within a certain amount of days.
Really?
Because people will rush it and go, I need money. I need to make money.
So
it's fucking hard.
They probably come in and have a medical examiner.
Yeah. You have to get cleared by a doctor before you're allowed to fight again.
Okay. And what's the most common injury in MMA?
Most common injury? Oh, man. Probably broken nose, broken hand.
Ow!
The gloves are the gloves are 4 ounces. So
they're 4 ounces.
Pretty easy to break. Yeah, like if you watch boxing, like Floyd Mayweather mostly fights in 10 or 8 ounce gloves.
Okay.
MMA is half that.
Oh.
And they don't protect. They don't really protect the fingers. Like lower end, your fingers are exposed, so you can do grabbing and twisting and stuff. submissions. So it's pretty easy to throw a hook and like land
Diego.
on a finger and not the padding. Like I've thrown hooks and be like, that's all skull on that. So like that hurts really bad the next day. I luckily, the only injury I ever got was I got slammed on my shoulder when I was trying to do a sweep and my like muscles over rotated and I couldn't use my right arm for the rest of the fight.
And you still won?
I still won.
Oh!
But I had to hide it from the ref because if they see that you're injured, they'll stop the fight.
Yeah.
So I basically just rested my elbow on my chest and just jabbed him for the rest of the fight and like took him down with one hand and like. Luckily, I was way better than him, so I was able to survive. But if someone was better than me, I was going to get killed.
Really?
Yeah, but
has anyone ever died?
yes. 3 people have died in MMA to my knowledge. It's mostly from cutting weight. It's not that often from like injuries inside the cage.
You mean like trying to lose too much weight?
Trying to lose too much weight and then fighting, and then because what happens is when you lose a lot of weight, it's mostly liquid. Unfortunately, the thing that protects your brain is liquid. So you lower the amount of protection in your brain, and you're getting hit in the head at the same time.
Yikes!
Mostly, like way more people die in boxing than in MMA.
Yeah.
Because
Why is that?
We have more options.
Oh, you can hit the legs and stuff like that.
I can take you down. I can wrestle. But boxing is just striking.
Yeah.
And really just the head.
Mostly
like
the head.
Somebody.
Yeah. Mostly the head. So what happens in boxing is your brain just bruises so much it dies. I think 4 people died just this year alone in boxing. It's really, really sad. But like again, I say this with the understanding of how insane it sounds. I want to make that clear. I understand that this is something that shouldn't be said to a degree in a modern society. The consequences of violence are what make the violence beautiful. The fact that most people, most reasonable human beings wouldn't do that, to me, is what makes combat sports so beautiful.
It takes a rare breed.
It takes an unreasonable person to compete at these things. It unfortunately can pay the ultimate price. Weirdest thing with boxing is, I can't remember what the percentage is. Boxers that die in the ring almost always have their father in their corner.
Really?
Because their fathers see themselves out there. And they're like, I'm not throwing in the towel. That's me. We're good. We can keep going. And their pride gets stuck in there. And it's like fucking heartbreaking. But it's that's why like a big thing in boxing is like, don't fucking have your dad in the corner.
Yeah.
That's not good. That's not good for you.
No.
It's too much of an emotional attachment.
You won't know when to quit.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
My dad.
I know that sounds crazy, but you're a coward if you don't understand.
I mean,
just accept that you're a coward.
I took some kickboxing classes, and that bag didn't know what was coming. Okay, I fucked it up. I ain't afraid of no bag. I should be. They're very heavy.
They can hurt you.
Okay, so you started doing more and more fights.
Mm-hmm.
Well, is there like one fight that sticks out to you?
Yeah, when I got to fight, so MMA is illegal. Well, it wasn't illegal in New York for the longest time. New York State was the last state to legalize MMA.
Really?
Until like 2 years ago. I think 2017, I think it became legal.
Okay.
So I fought at Hammerstein Ballroom in 2013,
Hammerstein Ballroom, that sounds impressive.
I think. And it was for this new promotion company. And they were doing this weird thing where it was like state versus state.
Mm-hmm.
And they liked me a lot. Like I went to do the tryouts, which was so fucking weird. I'm not going to talk. It took forever. And they liked me a lot because probably the most skilled guy there, and I was actually could talk. So they took me on like I had to do like morning news because I speak Spanish. I did like
really?
like 5 in the morning.
Oh my God, he also speaks Spanish.
Yes.
You're welcome, ladies.
And so I fought at Hammerstein Ballroom, which means now my friends can come watch me.
Yeah.
Every fight has been like deep in New Jersey where like nobody has a car. Like 3 or 4 people can come. So a bunch of my friends, my girlfriend at the time, her dad, her mom came. A bunch of people in my gym came.
Mm-hmm.
And I was the first fight of the night, and I was the first person to walk out for the first time since like 93 where MMA was legal in New York. So I got to walk out to all this energy of like people being like, yeah.
Wow, you were the first one.
I was the first one.
That's amazing.
I was just like, it's such a. Have you ever been to Hammerstein Ballroom? It's like it's cylindrical and tall.
Uh-huh.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah, it is.
I'll show you pictures
Which
later.
is still short.
There's beautiful paintings on the ceiling, and I walk out, and it's just like so emotional to see like everyone I love.
Yeah.
And I fought some guy who I never heard of, and I was able to tap him in the first round with a triangle choke. And yeah, I got interviewed in the cage, and yeah, it was a crazy like experience of being able to like take the train home from my fight instead of driving 3 hours, and like having all my friends there, and like.
Did you go out and celebrate?
After every one of my fights, we would meet at Vinny's Pizzeria, which is on Bedford and North 8th, and they're friends of mine who own the place, and I'd go and just have a couple slices and then go home because I was so tired.
Really?
A fight is like I'm there from like 10 a.m. till 10 p.m.
Really? Why?
Because you have to do fighter meetings, medicals. You have to do weigh-ins. You have to do like check-in. It's just a bunch of stuff you have to do. So they want to make sure you're there.
Yeah.
It's like you're fucking there all day.
Yeah.
All day. Whenever you see someone fight, you're seeing them at their worst.
Really?
Yeah. I've never fought worse than like in the cage.
Really?
Yeah. You're awful. You're hungry. You're fucking stressed out. It's brutal. But that's the whole point. Is like to be so good that your worst is still good enough.
Yeah. Oh, so you're much better than the title.
Yeah. Oh, especially now. Jesus Christ.
You're way better now?
Oh, yeah. I'm a black belt now.
Yeah. Also, Diego just got his black belt a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Thank you so much. You have to call me professor if you're my student.
Oh. I was about to say, I will never call you professor.
No, only my students call.
But that's very cool.
Yeah,
Ooh, he's almost a doctor. That's exciting.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so would you go back into fighting? Would you fight again?
No, I'm done. It's not something, like I said, I don't really necessarily enjoy the act of cage fighting anymore.
Yeah.
I love training. I love sparring. I'll spar.
Okay.
But it's just not something that I'm like hungry to do. It's obviously very difficult, but
yeah.
Like I would do like a smoker. Like if someone's like, "Hey, do you want to fight tonight?" I go, "Yeah, sure."
What is okay?
Smokers are like gyms will have fights inside of itself.
Okay.
Where it's like kind of closed off to the public.
Oh, so
Like
you
gym
wouldn't
versus gym.
You wouldn't make any money.
No.
It
But
would
it'd be, I just want to like, all right, fight this guy.
Yeah.
Because I hate cutting weight.
Okay.
That's literally one of the hardest part.
How much do you weigh right now?
165.
And how much would you have to?
135.
What?
That's what I fought at. Yeah.
You would be so small.
Yes,
you would
very
be
thin.
invisible.
Yeah, I was very thin.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
And it's all muscle. If you
What?
were 135, you would be the size of my right thigh.
Yeah, I'll show
You'd
you.
be
a picture.
so small.
I was like real skinny. But again, I was probably then walking around at 150, 140.
Okay.
But
So why not just fight
At a
if you
higher
were
weight
like
class?
165? Yeah.
I probably would, but those guys are huge.
It's like tall.
No, just bigger. Because everyone cuts.
So it's just cutting fat, basically.
It's cutting a lot of water.
That seems so unhealthy.
It absolutely is.
Oh, why don't they make
Because
that
everyone's
different?
gonna cheat.
Everybody's going to cheat?
Everyone's going to do it.
Oh.
Because it's an advantage, but it's a very unhealthy advantage.
How old is like the oldest fighter? How old, like, what's retirement age for a MMA fighter?
Most often it's somewhere late 30s, 37,
Mm-hmm.
36. There's some freaks who are like 41. I think Yoel Romero is 39 or 40. Bisping was, I think, 39 when he retired. Yeah, you get in the late 40s if you're really skilled, but it depends how you fought.
Yeah.
If you were a very athletic fighter,
Yeah.
usually you retire earlier. But if you were like a cerebral, more intelligent fighter, like something like Damian Maia, where it's like very safe, you don't take a lot of punishment, then you can obviously fight for longer.
Okay. So what is the difference between those two people?
So someone like Anderson Silva, whose skill set requires fast twitch muscles and reflexes, those wear down with age. Or someone who's more technical and is more based on ideas and concepts, those don't really go away as you get older. Yeah. Damian Maia's never had to lean on his speed to beat people. He just traps them.
What does trapping mean?
He's a jiu-jitsu master.
Yeah.
So he'll just wait you out, and he'll throw a jab, and then he'll go underneath you and grab your legs and take you to the ground, and then methodically break your body or choke you out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's phenomenal. He's phenomenal.
Terrifying.
Yeah. But everything has a weakness. Right now, the trend in MMA is to be a very athletic striker.
Okay.
The counter wrestler striker seems to be the most niche style right now. So like Israel Adesanya. Not that other styles don't do well. Khabib is a terrible striker and a very good wrestler. And he dominates people. But again, you have to be almost an outlier to work outside of that realm. Yeah.
So when you train now, are you training fighters for fights, or are you training like kids?
Mostly train. No, I only teach 3 kids classes a week, but I do a lot of. I think I post kids a lot because it's just so funny to me.
It's so adorable. I can't even.
Yeah, it's so funny.
He's gonna be a dad.
I love kids. But I teach 27 classes a week. And
God damn.
Most of them are adults, and then right now I'm not training anyone that's actually going to have a cage fight.
Okay.
Right now it's just people that are training to train or get in shape, and a lot of comics on top of that.
Yeah.
Who are pretty good now, like Brendan Ayer, Augie Lutz, Jericho Davidson, and Andy Wright are all now,
Jericho?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet boy Jericho.
They're all now blue belts under me.
Wow.
I've been able to award them blue belts, which is the most rewarding thing I've done so far.
How do you get a belt?
You earn it.
You
over
earn it?
time and understanding the concepts and understanding the technical knowledge of how to protect yourself mostly.
So it's not like a test?
No, Brazilian jiu-jitsu is the most punk rock of the martial arts.
Okay.
It's what works and fuck all the rest hierarchy dogmatic bullshit.
Okay.
It's does this work? Yeah, great. Do you understand how to do it? Fantastic. Here's a belt.
Great.
Some gyms are a little more traditional than others. My instructor comes from a judo and a karate background, like when he was a kid. So we bow and we're a little more formal.
Yeah.
Where some gyms are like there's just high fives and knuckles and you just go.
Yeah.
Where it just depends on the gym. That's kind of like what I like about it. But yeah, there's no tests in jiu-jitsu.
Okay. That's very cool.
Your instructor just knows what you know.
All right. I think it's time for the shootout.
Yeah, the shootout.
It's a new thing. We're not. We'll see if we like it.
It's not great. Nicknames.
What?
Did you have
Your
one?
nicknames.
Did I have one?
Yeah.
No, never had a
No
nickname.
nicknames.
For a couple weeks in high school, they called me Hollywood because I wore sunglasses once.
All right, I'll take it. That's a nickname.
Boys are not creative nickname makers.
not at all.
Not at all. Hey, you
Well,
fucking.
one time,
Nailed it.
when
You
you're-
nailed it.
I'm tired.
when you have a fight, you're in the back and you're doing medicals. The announcer will walk by and ask everyone their information because he'll have all your information on a card so he can announce you, and he'll ask for nicknames. And everyone's like Hitman or Pummeler, and I always be like, "Yeah, my nickname is Real Nice Guy."
That would be amazing.
I wanted to be a real nice guy with my style being cardio kickboxing, but I didn't want to mix fighting and comedy too much.
Oh, God, that would be so
That
funny.
would have been very fun.
Diego, Real Nice Guy Lopez.
so
Yeah.
funny.
Does okay, next question. Any initiations?
In hockey, man, no. In jiu-jitsu, they will do something that's called, oh my God, what the fuck is it called? Well, they'll do this thing when you get promoted. Our gym doesn't do it. I don't hate it, but everyone stands on two lines, and you walk between the two lines, and they all whip you with their belts.
Oh, I don't like that.
But we don't do that.
Yeah, good for you guys.
Having cauliflower ear is kind of a rite of passage, but not initiation.
Oh wow, you have cauliflower ear?
You want to touch it?
No, I
don't wanna
touch it.
Touch it.
No,
Come on, get in there.
it looks like a butthole.
What?
It kind
It's
of looks.
my ear. It's a very funny. I find it so interesting where your body develops ways to protect itself.
Yeah.
Cauliflower ear is a way to make it so your ear doesn't move as much, so it becomes a solid part of your head basically to protect yourself, protect your ear from falling off.
You're so handsome, I didn't even notice it. How about that? Huh?
How about
How about that,
that?
Mr.
I'm
Diego?
honored.
Holy shit, that is a fucked up ear.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I screamed. We'll have to take a picture. Is it okay if we
Yeah,
take
of
a picture?
Of course. I did.
Oh,
When Chris Gethard did his first episode of the Chris Gethard show on Fusion, the girls from Broad City were there, and the episode was about weird body parts. And they're like, "Does anybody have weird body parts?" I'm like, "I have cauliflower ear," and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's weird." So Abby took a picture of my ear. I'm like, "I love you." I love you. And then we did a show together. I'm like, "Hey, do you remember we took a picture of my ear?" And she goes, "Who are you?"
and you're like, take a look. You'll never forget this.
No, Alana. Wait, which one's the one that is doing comedy now?
Alana Glazer.
Alana. Yeah. Alana,
Okay. There's no numbers, I guess.
There's numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, what was your
but for
hockey
hockey.
journey?
23. Because
23.
Scott Gomez of the New Jersey Devils was the only Colombian hockey player. And I'm Colombian.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that very much.
I like it.
What a sweet, fun answer. You're Colombian.
I'm Colombian.
Look at that. Spicy.
100%.
All right.
We're not a spicy culture. I don't
No?
know. I mean,
Well.
well, in terms of like eating spicy food, Colombians don't really eat spicy food. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
We're very horny. I think it's what people mean by spicy.
Oh, and you like your drugs.
I like my drinks.
Molly. Okay, that's not the drug for Colombians. I think we know it's all
Estrogen. Oh.
acid.
Acid.
What biggest
man.
influence in your
Biggest
life?
Ooh, I
influence
like
in
that.
my
Good
life.
one.
Thank you.
Biggest influence in my life. Man. I still think that everything I do is to try to impress my brother.
Okay, who's your brother?
My older brother, his name is Carlos.
Hi,
Hey, shout out to
Carlos.
Carlos.
Is he also Colombian?
He's also Colombian.
joking.
He served in the army for almost 10 years. I think over 10 years.
Oh my goodness.
Hot damn.
Yeah, now he's starting a new chapter in his life by going to CIA, the Culinary Institute of America.
Oh,
in
wonderful.
Napa. He's so impressive. I love him so much. He's so inspiring in terms of just like doing the shit you want, no matter how how uncomfortable it may be.
Yeah.
So I think a part of me is still like, please think I'm cool.
Yeah.
With him, and Ashrita Furman is another person who I very much. Man, it's weird because he does nothing that I do, but I find him very inspiring. He has the world record for most world records. And they're all kind of silly and weird, like skipping a fastest mile while holding a tiger, or juggling upside down for the longest amount of time. He's real weird, bunch of weird shit. But he's also known as the happiest person in the world.
Oh,
and he's very interesting. And he did my podcast years. He lives in Queens. He did my podcast years ago, and he's just so fucking cool and nice and happy. And the main thing I took from him was like, happiness doesn't come from success.
Yeah.
Happiness comes from progress.
Yeah.
So whatever you're doing, make sure you're putting effort in progress, because that's where you're going to derive the most pleasure from.
Yeah.
And oddly enough, when you focus on deriving pleasure from progress, you end up succeeding, because progress is what's necessary to succeed. So if you just change the target, I think you can get a lot more out of it. So there'll probably be those two people, even though my brother did jiu-jitsu for a little while. I love him. Yeah, we did jiu-jitsu in Colorado years ago.
Is he your only sibling?
No, I have a younger sister.
Oh, okay, but fuck her.
Yeah, no, she's great. She lives in Miami with an awesome boyfriend, and we visited them recently, and I couldn't be happy for her.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Okay, another question?
Nope, that's it.
Okay,
that's all.
That's our shootout. I told you it's very small.
Yeah,
but
it's new.
You also
I got nothing.
You're a brain man. I like that. All about concepts and yeah, I like it. It's very fun, very self-help, but in a positive way.
Yeah,
it's not a sad way. Self-help can get real sad. You're very positive self-help.
Yeah, I agree. I think
yeah.
So.
We'll call it self-progress.
Oh, Caitlin.
Self-help? You mean jacking off? I was like, okay.
If only you could.
There it is, and we're back.
Yeah.
Okay.
If only you could self-help yourselves to get taller. You small bitches.
I'm gonna beat up your boyfriend.
Please don't. He did nothing wrong. Okay. Well, that's our. Where can people find you, sweet Diego Lopez?
My address is 18.
They will come.
Well, I have a awful podcast on this network called A Little Time Podcast with my best friend Micah Brucey. Be sure to follow me on all social media at this Diego Lopez.
All right.
Fun fact: I'm also on that podcast once in a while.
Shut up.
And here's a fun fact: Micah Brucey also had ringworm, so he's my wormy bro.
There he is.
I have ringworm so much I have a tattoo of it.
Oh,
really?
Look
it's
at
a big part of
that!
jiu-jitsu. You get ringworm quite a bit.
Oh, really?
Not anymore. I've got it in like fucking 8 years, but early years, yeah, you get a lot.
That's what I should tell people. I'm doing jiu-jitsu. Yeah, and that's why I got ringworm on my ass. I don't know.
Oh,
I think it
happens.
I thought it was from a porta potty, but then I was told that it cannot live on plastic. So now I think it's just a dirty Airbnb.
I got a staph infection on my ass once.
What?
Yeah, I have a little dimple now because of it eats the skin, basically.
Oh, that's fun.
Yes, I got a weird little dimple on my butt.
All right, ladies.
Hello.
All right. You can find me at Caitlin Peluffo on all the things. CAITLIN PELUFFO. Come see me in San Francisco, Cheaper Than Therapy, and Cobb's Comedy Club on December 26th.
That's so
cool. Please follow us at Beast Pod on Instagram and Twitter. And now Leify Poo.
Hey, that's me. Follow me at Bear with Leif on Instagram and Twitter. Follow the network at Brain Machine Network on Instagram and Twitter. Check out BrainMachineNetwork.com. There's a lot of great shows, including A Little Time with Diego Lopez and Micah Brucey. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. We've been working on it for a while. It's great. Cool.
We did it. Happy holidays, everybody.
Oh my God, happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Yes.
Happy Honda days.
Buy a car.
I'm more of a Toyota-thon guy.
Buy American, assholes. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to BrainMachineNetwork.com.